A good, trusting relationship with tradesmen can be hard to come by. After all, we invite them into our homes and lives so that they can use their expertise to solve our household problems, hopefully without delay or unexpected costs. So when this woman recorded a repairman in her house, she was understandably shocked at what she saw him doing in her bedroom. Of course, air conditioning systems are susceptible to all kinds of malfunctions. Among the most common problems, though, is the buildup of dust, mold, or other debris over time. In these cases, a simple clean is the only necessary fix. First things first, then. The team of 3 House of Shame experts checked over the air ducts in this house. What did they find? That there was nothing more untoward than a buildup of dirt, and that the air ducts would only require a basic clean. The homeowner then invited a handful of local repairmen to check out the system so as to get their assessment on the air ducts. What the men didn't know, of course, was that they were being secretly observed. Indeed, the house was rigged with a host of hidden cameras in the most unlikely places, such as the microwave and the refrigerator. That said, it was the camera in the bedroom that arguably proved to be the most revealing in this situation. For instance, one repairman offered to clean the air ducts for the bargain price of $29. So, seemingly unable to resist such an incredible deal, the homeowner invited the man to look around the house. But when he was left to his own devices, something bizarre happened. As he checked out the house, he ventured up into the attic, apparently for a more thorough inspection. However, the repairman's attention wasn't on the air duct system. In fact, he took a closer look at items stored in the attic. Strangely, this repairman spent more time inspecting a pool cue stored in the attic than he did the actual air duct system. In fact, his total assessment of the system involved a cursory glance with a flashlight. Reporting back to the homeowner, the technician said, "The dust is already inside the system." The owner asked, "Is it dirty right now?" He replied, "Yes, it is." Clearly, he didn't know that he was being watched, so he chose this moment to drop a bombshell. Indeed, he claimed it would cost a whopping $700 to have the system sanitized. And this came despite the fact that the show's experts who were observing from the basement had earlier diagnosed nothing more than a minor dust issue. Now the homeowner revealed herself as the host of House of Shame, and the repairman suddenly started to look nervous. Doggedly, however, he stuck to his story, claiming that the blower motor needed cleaning. Brilliantly, that's when the resident experts walked in. The experts challenged how he knew it was dirty, and unaware that he'd been filmed, the technician insisted he'd check the blower. Indeed, it was only when he invited the expert to check the system himself that he bailed. Interestingly, a second repairman offered a similarly attractive deal of $29. However, after taking a quick look at the system, the estimated bill started to increase dramatically. This time, though, the homeowner actually hired the repairman to complete the work, but with shocking consequences. It started out normally, as the repairman seemingly prepared to get on with the job. He even dragged an industrial vacuum into the house, but he didn't get around to turning it on. However, as he made way into the bedroom, things would get even worse. First of all, the technician failed to remove an air vent, merely wafting the airway with a blast of air. Watching this, the experts in the basement were baffled. After all, if there was dirt there, it would now have covered the room. Then, as the man ventured into the attic, he administered another brief puff of air from the compressor wand and was done. The experts further noticed that he hadn't touched the huge vacuum he dragged into the house. Downstairs, however, was a different story. That's where the homeowner was, and that's where the repairman broke out the vacuum and the brushes, putting on a display of doing a worthwhile job. He seemed to want her to believe that he'd done this throughout the whole house. However, as the show's host revealed herself, the technician beat a hasty retreat. Recognizing her, he remained tight-lipped and couldn't leave the scene fast enough. That's probably, of course, because his scam had been well and truly blown. If you're worried about being ripped off in a similar fancy, then you could do worse than checking the advice given by the National Air Duct Cleaners Association. Still, the general lesson here is that if an offer seems too good to be true, it's probably hot air.